Yo, Shrek guys, hey, thanks for dropping by. Today I'm going to do an unboxing and review of Hot Toys Movie Masterpiece Series 496, Star Wars Attack of the Clones, Count Dooku. Here's your front, your side, and your back. You take out the cover and you're greeted with this beautiful insert. Here are the contents of your box, so let's go in and have a closer look. These old guys, man, there's just so much information on their faces that just translates so beautifully into the sculpt, and this one is just a perfect example. I'm holding this guy in my hand, so it might be a little bit shaky, but you know, those liver spots right there, wow, just the age definition, the age texture on its head, on his forehead, more liver spots, sunken cheekbones. That is Christopher Lee, folks. Look at that hairline. All that sculpt information on that hairline. Texture of his hair. This thing's a work of art, guys. There's a slight seam right there, but that's okay. Deal. Amazing Hot Toys. Okay, so I've taken his head out and let's move it around like that so you guys can see some of the definition with the light, when the light hits it. So the light's just not directly on. That thing should be on a penny. So when I showed this figure to my wife a couple days ago when I picked it up and I unboxed it just to look at the head sculpt, I brought it over to my wife and she was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" And she wasn't talking about the head; she was actually talking about the clothing and the seam work on the cape. She was just amazed at the tailoring of the cape she sews. So she was looking at this and she's like, "Oh my God, that is amazing work." And I'm like, "Hey, just look at the head." She's like, "No, I'm looking at the tailoring." So I was going to share that with you guys. Here's the clasp, or I don't even know what it's called. I don't own a cape, but it's metal. Chain's metal. Very detailed, guys. Beautiful texture, very soft, very rich. It's got a good weight, very soft, velvety almost. Dooku's outfit is very simple. Top, pants, boots, and a cape. But what we have here, visually, and even when you feel it, it's the material feels good. Feels very solid for clothing. And I guess when I looked at, I don't own Tarkin, but I've seen him at the collectible store. And just visually, when I look at his clothes, it didn't translate to how I expected it to be from the movies. It looked very light. The fabric seemed very light. This one, solid. There's his belt. Very simple, no pockets. Leather, faux leather, whatever you call it. Nothing special. This is where he would put his lightsaber. Pants, simple pants, and cloth boots, not sculpted. I think this is my first of cloth boots, so, or cloth high boots. Very simple, but nice. I also will mention that he is padded. There's a sense of padding just in the torso area. We're going to get a high range of motion in his arms, elbow. There's some swivel action, torso, of course the hips, knees, and there's some in the ankle there. Count Dooku comes with 4 pairs of hands, the pair that's on him, plus these 3 right here, plus 2 right hands. The thing about elderly characters, there's so much information to sculpt. Look at these hands. Wonderful. Old man hands. And these appear to be the Force Lightning, I believe. It's pointing hands or loose grip hands. Lightsaber holding hands. Okay, this hand is used for the Hologram Projector. And here are the contents of the Hologram Projector. The tiny little projector, which is not light up. The Battle Droid Hologram. Mr. Jango Fett hologram. This one looks really good. Palpatine. The Emperor. And the plans for the Death Star hologram. And here's an example of using the hand with the projector and Jango Fett. Figure comes with a light up lightsaber. Now the hand is not detachable. Put the batteries in here, which are included, and you attach it to your figure. Now this is the third one that I have with a light up lightsaber. I have Darth Maul and I have Obi-Wan Kenobi, A New Hope. I have not used any of them. It's just a feature that I do not plan on using. And of course, spare pegs. So here's a comparison to Hot Toys A New Hope Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is on the left, and Count Dooku on the right. And it does appear to be the same sculpt. Of course, Obi-Wan's a little bit more darker and has more of a reddish hue on there. Now, on the Sideshow forums, people have made comments about the seam that's on Dooku, which is on mine too. And it looks like it's also there on Obi-Wan. Although, you can see right there, there's a theme. Although, it's not as obvious as Dooku's. But that's okay. It doesn't bother me. So you can see there, folks. If you're wondering, it exists. It's not a defect. Emperor Palpatine, this lightsaber is too big. This lightsaber is too medium. This lightsaber is just right. Quick show and tell of my master replicas. 1:1 scale Force Effects Count Dooku lightsaber. And here's the smaller one, 0.45 scale. And of course, our Hot Toys. And I know I've got a Hasbro somewhere. One of my favorite hilts in the entire Star Wars universe belongs to Mr. Count Dooku. Just love the design. Now, I did read comments somewhere, and I can't remember where, saying that they felt that the hilt of Count Dooku was not as metallic looking, but when you compare it to an older DX Luke Skywalker and A New Hope Tarkin Darth Vader right here, it's pretty much the same. So really, it's not a concern at all. The components attach the lightsaber to the belt right here. I guess this one is used to connect directly to the belt, so it can hang on, and this one is just to attach the lightsaber if you want to display it. And they are right here. I haven't taken them out of the package. Here are the 2 lightning effects. For those curious, exact same as Emperor Palpatine, just slightly tinted differently. Dooku's are the blue ones. Palpatine is the purple. I love base stands. The stand has a different design, reminiscent of Attack of the Clones, the battle with Yoda, and of course the etching of Count Dooku. Love stands. All right, according to the manual, wielding the Force lightning effect. So I'm going to go ahead and try giving this one a go. Getting down to a Yoda POV, I imagine it looks something like this. All right, using the motion blade, I don't have a 1/6 Yoda, Hot Toys or Sideshow, so brain's gonna fill in. Let's go ahead and try this more majestic pose. Let's just go ahead and try the hologram. a size comparison to the old men in my collection. You can see that Count Dooku does tower above Mr. Obi-Wan. Close up of Obi-Wan and Dooku. Side by side with Emperor Palpatine. Hey, wait a second. That doesn't make sense. He's right here. Lord Vader meet Lord Tyrannus. And with the recent DX Darth Maul. To be fair, I have Darth Maul in a position where he's kind of crouched over, so this is not a true height comparison. So what do you guys think of this pose? Like it? Let me know. I'm going to put the links of my figures that I just showed, like the reviews and the unboxings down below. So if you guys are interested, you can have a look. Just on a side note, when I opened up my Darth Maul and reviewed that, I did notice that this plaque, and it could be with others, if you guys also own the Darth Maul, let me know, that the etching is not as deep compared to all the other Star Wars ones. This one has a nice finished look. And this one just, it's just very shallow. It's not even legible compared to that. Look at the two right there. I think that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my unboxing and review of Hot Toys Count Dooku. Fantastic figure. Highly recommend if you're into the prequel trilogy, even if you're not. Head sculpt is very good. Very good. Oh, hold on. There's one more thing, I think. Oh, here it is. Take some time, guys, to appreciate this illustration that I drew for you. Please like and subscribe. Bo Shrek, that's me. Please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.